reality. Troopers 3. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3.
4, 3, 2, 1.
VR. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3. Virtual reality. Troopers 3.
Apple Card is a no-fee credit card that you can apply for right from the Wallet app on your iPhone. Subject to credit approval. Variable APRs for Apple Card range from 17.49% to 27.7%.
Even in the face of the world's end, with the sunset
I'm actually gonna just jump straight into it. I started kind of late because I needed a little bitty nap, but I'm good right now. I just know I'm gonna play some Zero Zero. Hold on. Alright, here we go. It probably has to download because this is, I think, 2.8. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, because it's like 2.8. Ooh, I look tired. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh, it's almost ready. Cool. Alright, it's almost ready. Fresh kicks. Hold on, let me go back. Alright, now I'm about to get ready. Whew, stupid allergies. I need some, I definitely need more allergy pills. I'm just excited because I want to see S-Train Billy. Because I've seen the preview and it looks so good. I want to see, I want to see, I want to see. Alright, yeah, to see, there it goes. I did it again. There we go. Alright, here. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, here we go. It's Promia. Oh yeah, because I think the last time I was playing, what happens next? Oh, I'll come back to this. There she is.
Just as I thought. Aside from the news about Holo Champion, there's no info on Ramiel.
Yeah, she just disappeared after the competition. It's like she had vanished into thin air. By the way, where did Cecilia go? Wasn't she just with you?
She got a phone call just now and suddenly ran out, saying she had to rush to 141 to grab the freshest egg pudding in New Eridu.
person on the other end of the line was Commissioner Severian, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But since she isn't here, we can finally discuss a few things that are probably best kept from public security.
So hush hush.
Apart from Commissioner Severian, I have a feeling Tops wouldn't simply turn a blind eye to Romuald.
Yeah, 'cause I remember they did the after beating the big wolf guy and getting the gilded porcelain in order to cure the eyes. I have to
If we
see
want to
more.
locate Romuald before they do and get the porcelain W engine back, we gotta gain the upper hand in intelligence. And when it comes to gathering intel,
That's where Fairy shines.
A reasonable conclusion and assistant is unable to precisely describe Romuald's physical traits, offering only the following keywords to assist Supreme Assistant in completing the search. Pink hair. Operates alone. Young woman.
What?
Definitely a baddie.
Once again, this. Once again, this game just seems to be just silly. When in a serious moment.
Something strange got mixed in there.
you're the one who's familiar with her. I can only rely on your description and fill in the rest with my imagination.
So you like baddies?
Reminder. Please provide more relevant keywords to narrow down the results and improve their accuracy.
Hold on.
Let me think. Romuald's appearance.
A baddie. You describe those appearance to Fairy as much using as much details as you can.
Understood. Refining the search results using the new keywords. Estimated completion time, 600 seconds.
Huh? Someone's at the door? It shouldn't be locked. I'll go check who it is.
Belle leaves the room. There isn't anything else to do until Fairy finishes refining the search results. Let's just wait here for now. Maybe you're just exhausted from the past few days of the competition. And drowsiness comes over you without warning. Through the haze, you can still hear Belle answering the door.
Coming.
Who could it be? Oh. A long time no see, Belle. What the... How is this possible? Okay, hold on. Your body was on instinct, taking a step forward. The next second you snap back to reality. Hold on.
Wise? What's going on?
Teacher. Miss Carroll. Was that her?
Carol? Who's that? I'm the only one here. Something's wrong with your shop's front door. I can't get in. You bought way too many snacks and ended up getting stuck in the entrance, huh? Those bags are twice as wide as the door.
Did I imagine that? After all, why would teacher be here?
Wise? Are you okay? Did you dream about teacher?
I think I accidentally dozed off. Don't worry, I'm fine.
Glad you're okay. Oh, right. On my way back just now, I received a super important message from Demon Lord. Important message? Could it be a clue about Romuald? Fine. I want to say yes, but at best it's only a very slight connection. Considering this specialist's exceptional performance during the competition, the Sharp-Eyed Demon Lord has reached a decision, granting me, Cecilia, a full week, that is, 5 working days of paid leave.
Hooray, PTO for the win.
Congratulations. But what does this have to do with Romulo?
PTO for the win.
Well, hold on. I'm not finished yet. The Demon Lord's paid leave, of course, comes with some extra conditions attached. He requires me to continue searching for traces of Romeo with you during my time off. Just treat it as paid leave. Yes, that's exactly what he said. In other words, for the next week, I'll be acting not as a member of public security, but as myself, working alongside you all. Is there any difference?
Yeah.
Of course there is. The Demon Lord said that during my leave, he'll forcibly shut off my communicator. He personally guarantees he won't contact me, and even advised me not to reach out to him either.
Oh.
Even if the communicator were still on, I probably wouldn't want to contact him anyway.
Yeah, I got a feeling that might backfire.
In other words, public security won't receive any updates about our actions from now on. I have a feeling Commissioner Severian must have some other motive.
Fairy, our AI assistant just sent a message. The search results have been filtered.
Filtered? What?
You'll find out soon enough. Come on, let's check out the clues about Romeo, the pink-haired baddie.
Silly.
Didn't expect your AI assistant to be this capable. It can even access street cameras? Oh, I see now. So that's why the Demon Lord sent me to protect you. You must have connections in public security who outrank him. They're the ones who gave you access, right?
Yeah, that's right. Let's go with that for now.
I knew it. Come on, let me see what your AI assistant found. Wait, who are all these people?
Response. These are search results that may be related to Romeo. Based on the keywords
Zhao
master, I performed a second round of
and
filtering
Nicole.
of search results and identified the following different types of Romeo.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Uh-oh. Oops. I hope they didn't mess up the camera. Hold on. Oh. There we go. Hold on. Okay.
Shy Romeo. Fluffy type Romeo. Best friends already Romeo.
Really?
Romeo? Wait, it's actually a whole family?
Of course not. It's just a mistake in the search results. Don't add misleading descriptors. Cecilia will take them seriously.
Is this a coincidence? They're not Romeo, but these are all people we know.
For efficiency, among hundreds of photos of pink-haired individuals, those most closely associated with Master are prioritized at the top of the filtered results. This maximizes the chance of seeing the most relevant results. Online, this kind of phenomenon is referred to as a pink hair filter bubble. There's no such thing. Anyway-wise, we should add a few more keywords and narrow down the search.
Let me think. Pink hair, but no hood. And she has a black ribbon in her hair. And
I after racking your brain, you come with a few more keywords for fairy.
New keywords confirmed. Optimizing the filtering criteria now.
Looks like this will take several rounds of refinement. Wonder what
Yeah.
kind of Ramiel will turn up this time.
A little while later,
Filtering
aha!
complete. Showing the image with the highest match.
Ah! That's her! That's the one! Ramiel type Ramiel! A photo of her was on the Demon Lord's desk. He wouldn't let me touch it or take a picture of it, but I've seen it before! That's definitely her. Unbelievable. I really found her. Excellent job, AI assistant.
Thank you for your recognition. Faye, AI assistant, looks forward to serving you again.
They even changed the name.
The place in the photo is the T-Milk store at Lumina Square. I didn't expect her to show up so close to the public security building.
Come on, let's head to Lumina Square and ask Coco if she remembers anything about Ramiel. She should still be working there right now. Alright, fine, I'll go with you. Hopefully we won't run into the Demon Lord just getting off work. No, wait! I'm on vacation now! Nothing to be afraid of! Let's go, we're heading out!
This is so fun. Hey, Billy! I can't wait that. Ooh. I can't wait, I can't wait. It's
Billy
hype
said
time.
he'd wait for us near the metro station. Let's go.
Yeah, in the square.
Hey, managers! You're here!
You look like you're in a good mood, Billy. What upgrades did you get?
Manager, notice anything different about me? Look closely. There's one part of me that really stands out.
Oh my.
Not at all. Your looks and attitude are pretty much unchanged.
You missed it because you weren't looking closely enough. Here, this module on my chest. Do you see it?
It doesn't seem like it looks any different.
It looks like it can be pressed now?
That's right! As expected of you, manager. You spotted it right away.
So, what happens if you press it?
Don't rush. You'll see when the time is right. I had to borrow half of your salary in advance from boss to get it. I can't think of any word to describe it other than invincible!
Can't wait.
Nicole, an advance on your salary? You just used those words together in a single sentence. And there's no catch?
Right. Boss, along with Ambi and Nekomata, haven't been around lately. They said they went out of town to negotiate a big deal while we were in the middle of the competition. When I called her, the signal on her end seemed pretty bad, and her voice kept cutting in and out.
Huh?
But I heard the words of loud and clear.
Okay.
It.
Give me a sec. Let's see. Let's see. go, and boom.
Launched to legendary with Shopify. Sell more with the world's best converting checkout and turn analytics.
My name is Napoleon Bonaparte, and I am here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled... Wait, sorry, wrong question. What I actually wanted to ask you is, when it comes to YouTube and the MMA sphere, who is the most influential person in the world? Is it Joe Rogan?
Right, when do we call it? When do we call it consciousness? I was watching a video today that we played on the podcast earlier of a monkey riding a motorcycle down the street, jumps off the motorcycle and tries to steal a baby.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Perhaps it's Brendan Schaub, who alongside his adopted son Brian Callen rules over an empire of mediocre podcasts. Look upon his works, ye dicey, and tremble.
You do that History Channel show, Hunting Hitler.
That was fun.
Did you ever find Hitler?
Yeah, so he died, and
Or maybe it's Dana's own Nepo babies, the Nelk Boys, who, well, I think they do unboxing videos, maybe? Hold on, let me look this up. Nelk, stylized as Nelk, also referred to as the Nelk Boys, is a Canadian-American YouTube channel and entertainment company known for prank videos, vlogs, and full sound entertainment. I already don't give a fuck. If you thought any of these were the most influential creators in the MMA scene, congratulations. You just exposed yourself as a casual who probably doesn't even train UFC. You sicken me. You don't even deserve to sleep in that octagon bed. For the real hardcore, those of us with sick UFC tattoos who know that the lyrics to Face the Pain actually reference the phenomena of seeing red when it's time to go, we know that the most influential person in the MMA creator sphere is this fucking guy?
My secret to success of not giving up, that's because I'm not a little soft bitch.
Whatever fucking complaints you guys have, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up about your little petty complaint.
What is your mentality that's helped you from not giving up against all odds? Well, I'm not a little soft bitch.
There's a couple butthurt black belts out there right now, and there's a lot of butthurt white belts and blue belts that you can't do that in 3.5 years. No, dummy, you can't. You couldn't do that in 3.5 years. You're too stupid to do that in 3.5 years. I was not.
When it comes to fake martial arts masters, we normally find ourselves in a sunless realm, populated by all manner of dim max, no-touch knockouts, and Seagal-based shenanigans. And in recent weeks, Derek Moneyberg, a character who certainly has the appearance of a conman, has made headlines for flaunting a suspiciously acquired black belt. But this man isn't a master of some mystical art like Bo-Ki-Bo, wind boxing, or Wu-Tang sword style. No, Moneyberg has made headlines because he earned a black belt in that most legitimate of martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not only did he earn a black belt, he did it in 3.5 years. That's faster than 99% of people who will ever set foot on the mats. Moneyberg isn't just elite, he is the elite of the elite.
There's a couple butthurt black belts out there right now, and there's a lot of butthurt white belts and blue belts that you can't do that in 3.5 years. No, dummy, you can't. You couldn't do that in 3.5 years. You're too stupid to do that in 3.5 years. I was not. I followed my own advice that I'm sharing right now. I had the best coaching team in the world. I built my own facilities. I showed up every day and worked my ass off. And I did that in 3.5 years. You might be too dumb. You might be too lazy. But don't let your low-level efforts and low-level intellect reflect to say that I can't do that in 3.5 years. I just did.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope Derek's success story inspires all of you to go out and achieve your goals. Just like... Wait a fucking minute. What the hell was that? Okay, so there is more to this story than just the inspirational tale of a man who seemingly did the impossible and earned one of the most difficult to attain rankings in all of martial arts, faster than even the most talented of practitioners like BJ Penn or Gio Martinez. For the last 3 years, Moneyberg has been slowly but surely making inroads into the world of MMA. The list of UFC superstars to grace Moneyberg's casting couch is growing by the day. Derek has flopped down for conversations with Bilal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman, Michael Bisping, Forrest Griffin, Bruce Buffer, Glover Teixeira, Shaq Liddell, Chris Cyborg, Joanna Dustin Poirier, Cody Garbrandt, Kayla Harrison, Alex Pereira. If you can think of a fighter, there's a good chance that Moneyberg has hung out with them, and an even better chance that you still don't know who this guy is and haven't seen a single second of any of these interviews. So just who the fuck is Derek Moneyberg? And why is he encroaching on the MMA and BJJ landscapes like an invading army? To make sense of the present, we need to understand the past. Before Derek Moneyberg was Derek Moneyberg, he was just plain old Dale Buskowski. And okay, so changing your name to Moneyberg I get. You want people to hear your name and think of success and wealth, so you smash together a portmanteau that makes people think firstly of money and secondly of successful businessmen. Et voila, you get Moneyberg. But changing your name from Dale to Derek, that's like upgrading from beige to slightly off beige. It's like swapping load for reload. They're just different variations of the same terrible theme. If you're rebranding, why not go all out and name yourself Spunk Moneyberg? That way you get sex, money and power all in one name. But Dale to Derek, that's the kind of change most people wouldn't even notice, but would be helpful if you were trying to mask a past identity that is riddled with shady dealings, questionable businesses, arrests, and familial criminality. Before he became a wealth coach to UFC royalty, Moneyberg and his family had a checkered past. His father and uncle were arrested for cocaine smuggling, and a young Derek ran with a bad crowd. His early years saw him arrested several times. The earliest run-in with the law that I could find was this arrest photo from 2008. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. What the fuck happened? This guy went from looking like the 5th member of Crazy Town to looking like what would happen if Danny DeVito was impregnated by Vigo from Ghostbusters 2. Derek's 2008 arrests were for obstructing a police officer and failure to appear, but in 2014 he was charged with the far more serious crime of domestic battery, and in 2018 the government attempted to seize 5 separate properties he inherited from his mother over allegations they were used for manufacturing drugs or had been purchased with drug proceeds. The government initially won the case, but it was ultimately thrown out of court on a technicality, and Moneyberg kept the properties. But this isn't some big gotcha moment. I'm not exposing anything Derek himself hasn't already admitted to publicly, albeit very briefly and in scant detail. We don't know the nature of his early arrest. For all we know, it was for violation of the Crazy Town City Ordinance. And having family ties to criminals isn't something a person can help. The domestic battery charge, while it doesn't exactly look good, there isn't a whole lot of information about this online that I could find. He was charged, but we don't know if he was found guilty. And the drugs being produced in his properties that led to their seizure was apparently weed, which is now legal in Illinois anyway. So let's give Derek the benefit of the doubt here, and assume that somehow the arrests and the domestic battery were all just a misunderstanding, and move on to the next chapter of his life, in which I'm sure nothing weird or creepy will happen. There are many aspects of this story that stretch believability to breaking point, but the most unbelievable of all the one that warps reality like a Caribbean cruise on the event horizon, is the fact that from 2002 to 2018, Derek was employed as a full-time how to fuck good coach. This man, which in those days was known as a pickup artist. And you may need to steel yourself for what's ahead, because where we're going,
we will need eyes to see.
If you're not aware of what pickup artistry is, well, first off, congratulations. I can only
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. Did you watch the big game? I haven't watched anything in 7 years because I have 4 children. Just sign up online at mintmobile.com. It is an introvert's dream.
Opioid addiction gets between you and what you love. Once monthly Sublocade may help you move forward in your recovery. Sublocade with counseling and psychosocial support treats moderate to severe opioid addiction in adults started on an oral dose of buprenorphine or already on buprenorphine. Sublocade is just one dose that lasts all month long with no complete detox required. Buprenorphine should be started after the first signs of withdrawal. Sublocade may cause harm or death if injected in a vein. As an opioid, it may cause serious life-threatening breathing problems. Ask about naloxone for opioid overdose. Get emergency help right away if you're faint, dizzy, sleepy, confused, have problems breathing, seeing, or talking, or if naloxone is given. Don't take with other opioids, benzos, alcohol, or other drugs, including street drugs. This can cause severe drowsiness, decreased awareness, breathing problems, coma, and death. In emergencies, tell medical staff you're on Sublocade for opioid dependence. This isn't a full list of risks and side effects. Talk to your doctor and read patient label for more information. If you or a loved one is struggling with opioid addiction, visit Sublocade.com.
Wish to revert to such a childlike state where the corridors of my mind were not overflowing with such enduring horrors. Pickup artistry is the art of conning your way into a woman's bed by any means necessary. Lie, cheat, steal, tell her she looks stupid in the hopes that she has a humiliation fetish. Nothing is off the table. The movement peaked around the mid-2010s with the release of seminal video game Super Seducer, a full-motion video game similar to Night Trap, but with more realistic stalkers.
One of the first things I noticed was you just got like the most sexy ass, and I just
Whoa, excuse me? No, I will break off this arm and then tell me how you'll grab my ass.
In the game, that's cool. In real life, totally illegal.
Sorry, I just gotta take a quick note here. Sexual assault equals illegal. Okay, got it. Derek was the head pipe game coach at a company called Real Social Dynamics and went by the online name of RSD Derek. He taught a course called The 10 Commandments of Game and bragged that he could help you build an abundant sex life with high caliber women, dashing the hopes of all of us who prefer low-rent skanks. He also claimed that helping men drown in pussy was his life's goal. This man. Most of Derek's online presence from this era has wisely been scrubbed from the internet. His Instagram is gone, his YouTube page is gone, and the man once known as RSD Derek remains a digital ghost. Almost. For anyone wondering what kind of game Moneyberg had when it came to the ladies, I was unable to unearth this quote from someone who attended Derek's dick camp, which gives us a real insight into just what kind of game this man was working with. I was with him the other week in the upper Midwest when, in an angelic voice, he dropped this line on an ivory-schooled businesswoman in a silent and populated elevator. My, aren't you just an adorable little kitten? I would just love to fuck you up the ass behind a dumpster like the where you are. Oh, Derek, you old honey dripper. On his website, Derek claimed, and I quote, "What was will be, what is will be no more. Now is the season of evil." Shit, sorry. What he actually claimed was to have dated some of the most beautiful women in the world, including 3 Playboy models, several other print and runway models, celebrities, and Ivy League educated women. No Vassar hose for this man. It's just a shame all of those Ivy League educated women go to a different college than you, so you probably don't know them. He later upgrades this claim to say that he's dated thousands of high caliber women. This man. But don't take Derek's word for it. Let's see what some of his clients had to say. And I should just preface this by saying that these are real testimonials taken from Derek's website. None of what you are about to hear was made up or embellished. Hi Derek, this is Edward. I had taken your April 14th to 16th boot camp in Sydney. I just wanted to say that since the boot camp, I've slept with 5 girls in a span of 2 weeks, 3 of which were really attractive. Hi Derek, the results were fucking amazing. I pulled 6 girls home in 5 days right after the boot camp, whereas I didn't fuck them all. I guess the highlight was that one of them took a dump in my bed after she had an orgasm. No joke, the whole bed was full of shit. I would send you a picture, but since I wasn't able to eat for 24 hours after that incident, I guess that's not the best idea. Apart from that, I had my first orgasm with a condom inside a vagina ever today. After 24 years and 361 days, it finally happened. And then there's one that just says, "Bring you penis. She has to opt out of sex by leaving." Can I opt out of this fucking video by leaving? Unfortunately for thousands of high-caliber women everywhere, Moneyberg quit his position as Chief Cock Commander at RSD in 2018. If not for the fact that he bailed on the manosphere just as it was really taking off, Derek could have had a budding career as a sort of short-arse Andrew Tate, a Gordon Gekko of gooning, the Jordan Peterson of jerking off. Actually, I think that's just Jordan Peterson. Leaving behind the world of lying about every facet of your existence in the hopes that it will trick a woman into liking you, Derek rebranded himself as a wealth coach. And if you'd like to take a guess as to what his wealth management course was called, I guarantee you're going to guess correctly, because it was called the 10 Commandments of Wealth. Derek just took his pud-whacking PhD course, did tens of minutes of intensive work with the find and replace tool to substitute the word pussy for money, and launched it as a whole new business venture. He even kept the 2001 webcomic-ass cartoon version of himself that appeared in all his RSD Derek training materials, and turned it into the logo you'll see on every one of those hideous t-shirts and rash guards he makes his guests wear. But there's no denying Derek's move into the world of personal finance coaching was wildly successful. Just take a look at this article from the International Business Times, titled, "I coach my clients to make enormous profits in their business ventures, says wealth coach Derek Moneyberg." Thanks for clearing that one up, guys. I was under the impression he was coaching them in quantum fucking mechanics. Moneyberg has become a multi-millionaire off the back of his wealth mastery courses, and by extension, off the backs of countless desperate wannabe entrepreneurs. Access to his 10 Commandments of Wealth course is a mere $2,500, or you could opt for a year-long subscription that costs only $20,000 plus a $5,000 yearly renewal fee. Or for the people really serious about drowning in puss money, you can get a one-on-one Zoom call with the Vigo of Vag himself for only $7,500. And look, I know what you're thinking, this all sounds like a scam or scam adjacent. But just listen to these glowing testimonials from real people who spent their life savings on these courses.
I quit my job 2 weeks before starting the Moneyberg mentoring program. My goal for this period for 3 months was to make my first dollar in revenue. Not only have I succeeded in achieving that goal, but I'm now matching, or nearly matching, the income that I was making from my consulting job, my job in management consulting in London.
Hi, so I just wanted to express my sincere gratitude towards that Moneyberg mentoring program.
It's really just a community of winners.
And I've learned a tremendous amount on entrepreneurship and most importantly, how to win at life.
What is up? I am halfway through the Moneyberg mentoring program and I gotta tell you, so far it's been pretty damn amazing.
We're not even halfway through the program and already I've learned so many valuable lessons.
So we're not even halfway through the Moneyberg Markets Mastery program and I've learned so much from this.
And even though it's only halfway done, I have learned so many things.
I'm enrolled in the Moneyberg Markets Mastery program. We're about halfway through.
Hey, we're approaching the halfway point for the Moneyberg Markets Mastery program.
That was weird, right? Why was everyone only halfway through the course when they did those reviews? You know what? It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. I mean, do those sound like the words of people who have been scammed? And would a man with a moral compass so erratic you'd think he lived directly over the North Pole get featured in such esteemed publications as the International Business Times, Forbes, the LA Times, Yahoo Finance? Wait a fucking minute. What the hell was that? Like most grifters, Moneyberg's veneer of success is thinner than his hairline. Neither his testimonials nor these interviews stand up to any kind of close inspection. Take for instance the LA Times article. Even the briefest of glances at this thing makes it blindingly obvious that this is an article written by Derek or someone working for Derek, and its sole purpose is to try and make Derek look successful. It's not a news article, it's not even an interview. Derek isn't asked any questions or even gives his opinion on anything. It's just 4 or 5 paragraphs of literary autofellatio. No self-respecting publication would host these articles unless they were being paid to do so, which is exactly what's happening here. How do we know this? Well, Derek loves nothing more than a good lawsuit, and isn't afraid to spam them like someone who just learned how to do a Hadouken. In the past, he's had his lawyers harass Reddit moderators on the r/fake guru subreddit, demanding that they take down threads that were critical of him. In all likelihood, this might just be Derek pretending to be a lawyer, given how poorly worded this message was, and the fact that it's clearly a copy and pasted text where they forgot to edit the placeholder sections. In fact, as someone whose day job is in the legal field, I can tell you for a fact that no self-respecting lawyer is sending something that looks this sloppy via DM to a Reddit mod. In 2021, Derek emerged from the 16th century painting of himself that contains his soul to file a lawsuit against a YouTuber named Spencer Cornelia for defamation. Spencer had interviewed a former colleague of Derek's from his pickup artist era, and Derek claimed the entire interview was grounds for defamation.
In December 2020,
Okay, so crazy idea. We're getting tons of international interest. A global rollout would be a huge hit. Let's talk after lunch. Global rollout. Where do we start? Already done.
Upwork is our one-stop shop for hiring. We can find, hire, and pay all in one place. Not only do they have world-class freelance talent, their AI-powered tools search through candidates for us, so we can match with the perfect person for the project, which makes hiring easy.
Get a match, get moving. Upwork.
interviewed a YouTuber named John Anthony Lifestyle. John shared a lot of info about Derek Moneyberg, most notably how Moneyberg didn't create his own courses, had previous arrests, and had numerous victims of his programs. A few months later, on June 21st, 2021, Derek sued me, despite not ever saying anything. I interviewed a credible source. I didn't say anything.
Derek hit Spencer with what's known as a slap suit, or strategic lawsuit against public participation. The goal of any slap suit isn't actually to win, but to censor, intimidate, and silence critics by burdening them with the cost of illegal defense until they abandon their criticism or opposition. A lot of the court documents for this case are freely available. After reading through them, sure enough, Derek admitted in a court of law that some of these articles were nothing but paid-for puff pieces. He wouldn't elaborate on how many were paid for or indeed if any of them at all were organic. And if you refuse to explain which of these articles weren't paid for, then I have to assume it's because all of them were paid for, and you're just trying to spare yourself some embarrassment. Cornelia wasn't easily intimidated, however, and fought Moneyberg's lawsuit.
On September 29, 2023, 831 days after I was first sued, the judge finally ruled on my case. The judge granted our motion for summary judgment. We won on all claims.
The case was eventually thrown out of court, but not until it had cost Spencer upwards of $300,000. Okay, so we've established that the news articles are in all likelihood just thinly disguised Moneyberg auto fanfics. But what about all those glowing testimonials? Surely those people aren't actors, and the testimonials aren't all made up. Of course not, but also, kinda. You see, given the extortionate entry fees for Moneyberg's courses, you're likely going to want to finish the damn things. Well, if you were wondering why every one of those reviews from earlier on were from someone who was only halfway through the course, that's because when you're halfway through, Derek requires you to leave a glowing review in order to start the second half.
I want video reviews for how you're doing in the course so far. And I want to know what's going well in the course. Here's my deal. When I ask people to do this, is I want them submitted by Sunday before you go to sleep. You're not going to be in next week's call if they're not submitted. All right, if you don't have the time to submit them, that's fine. I'm excited for you to not be here next week. For those of you that didn't get your video in on time, get it in this week, or you're not going to be in the program for this week. Not this week, today. Get it in today, before you go to sleep, or you're not going to be in the program anymore.
That's like if this video just looped the story about the poop bed and wouldn't continue until you hit like and subscribe. It's also worth noting that all of those reviews are hosted on a website called DerekMoneybergReviews.com, which doesn't exactly scream impartiality. His Trustpilot reviews are a little more revealing, however. Outside of the walled garden of Derek's own personal review site, users complain of paying thousands of dollars for courses that either were never delivered or were delivered with all the enthusiasm and vigor of a Wild West prostitute at the tail end of a gold rush. This guy is a scammer. I attended his course and it was an utter waste. His material is all plagiarized from Investopedia and reads them to you slide by slide. Out of the 140 people who attended the course, 90 plus complained about it and how it was all plagiarized. For $5,000 a pop, you would think it would be much more structured and professional. On the weekly live calls, he would just talk about himself and his Maybach or his new office. He thinks he's God's gift to women, when in fact he is a fat fuck that needs to weasel his way through life. Even if we give Derek the benefit of the doubt here, which at this point is far more than he deserves, and we assume that all these one-star reviews are just trolls, well, that doesn't explain away all the people who contacted Spencer Cornelia with similar accusations of being ripped off.
The most recent email I've received indicates this student paid $5,000 to Derek Moneyberg in 2021 and the program was never delivered. His team is refusing to provide the service or give a refund allegedly, and telling me to file a lawsuit against him and he will not refund me my money. He told me that I cannot get a refund and told me to file a lawsuit and tell my attorney to email them to Moneyberg's legal email, as he made me sign a DocuSign contract and it has all the stupid clauses like he can do the program whenever he likes and no refund.
And I don't know about you, but if I paid for a Secrets of the Ultra-Rich boot camp and instead had to sit through an hour of Tito Ortiz trying to start his brain via hand crank, I'd want every penny back plus interest. Though it was at least interesting to hear that Tito was a freshman in high school in 2020.
I haven't stopped training until 2020 since I've been a freshman in high school.
And okay, this might just be a personal nitpick, but Derek's website looks like something that escaped the extinction of GeoCities by disguising itself as an Angel Fire website. Jesus Christ, I think that's the most elderly reference I think I've ever made. But if this is the standard of care you put into the most front-facing part of your operation, then that should raise more red flags than the Soviet Union. I mean, just look at these hideous photoshops. This looks like Derek's jet is about to 9/11 that stack of coins. This one looks like Derek and his buddy have inadvertently recreated the 5 guys, 1 girl meme. And good God, Derek, not everything needs to be on one page. Look at this. I'm still scrolling. All of this is on one page. The last time I saw web design this horrifying, it was in Return of the fucking King. One slightly boring yet pertinent fact about Derek's website is that while Moneyberg loves to portray himself as this big, successful finance guru, his own website's stats tell a different story. Backlinks are what rank a website's popularity and trustworthiness, and basically the more websites on the internet that offer backlinks to your site, the more trustworthy and authoritative you are deemed. According to a review of Derek's website done by TradersUnion.com, the average number of referring domains for a financial company is around 796. Derek's website has 65. Traders Union's review said, Derek Moneyberg's backlink profile is well below the industry standard, indicating a very low online visibility and authority. I can't afford to join any of Derek's courses to try and get a behind-the-scenes look at what they truly entail, but one of the more frequent guests on his channel was former women's strawweight contender Claudia Gadelha.
Claudia Gadelha. Something like that.
Yes.
Since their introduction, Claudia has spun off on her own financial guru journey and now sells wealth management courses for the far more affordable fee of a $35 a month subscription. I can't afford to take Derek's courses, but I can afford Claudia's.
Napoleon got here, it seems like you saw a lot of my content.
So, full disclosure here, I did join Claudia's Millionaire Mentality Zoom call, and when she opened up the floor for questions, I did ask about Derek Moneyberg, and if you think I didn't also bring up my love for the hallway stare down with Joanna Yi and J-Chuck, then clearly you don't know me as well as you think you do. However, this is a private group, and Claudia was unaware that I was recording, so unfortunately that means I have to respect her wishes that everything said there remain private and be treated as off-the-record discussion. Thankfully, as someone who once rooted for Claudia when she was fighting, what I can say is that I was pleasantly surprised to find her course was actually pretty interesting. I don't know if I'd pay $35 a month for it, as you could probably find similar investment advice for free on YouTube, but it was obvious Claudia had done her homework around finance and investing and gave solid, down-to-earth financial advice without any of the over-the-top gimmickry and the masturbatory self-aggrandizing found in any of the Moneyberg seminars I've seen. Honestly, I had very little to complain about, so I just commented, "Where's the Epstein files, Donnie?" on an article she had written about Trump, and then left the group. I don't doubt that Moneyberg has money, but what I do doubt is that he has anywhere near as much money as he claims. Truly wealthy people don't need a revolving door of suckers to scalp a few $1,000s from. Mark Zuckerberg isn't out here offering a course called The 10 Commandments for the Ruination of Society and the Trampling of Morality. Jeff Bezos doesn't charge 20 grand a year to get on a monthly Zoom call and talk about his pipe game for 2 hours. The truly wealthy are wealthy enough that they don't need to do this shit. They just go about their day, hoarding all the world's money, while the rest of us eat each other alive for scraps and a pat on the head. When asked under oath exactly how many of his clients had signed up for the $75,000 tier, Derek again refused to answer. For someone who seems incapable of not bragging about how successful he is, that seems odd. Wouldn't you want to boast on record about how many...
I have 3 businesses that are selling on Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. It's just helping push and drive sales. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted. I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify.
Now at Whataburger, you can get the new Big Ranch Wrap for $3, 5 premium Whata chicken bites for $4, or a bacon cheese Whataburger Jr. for $5. Add fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a Whata deal at Whataburger. Download the app.
Any whales you had landed? And now all of this is simply my opinion, but I feel like maybe Derek's online business wasn't doing so great. The internet is a smaller space than you think, and once videos like Spencer Cornelius start to gain traction, I don't think too many people would be willing to drop $5,000 for a course that's less likely to materialize than Tony V. Habib. And what would a savvy entrepreneur do in that event? Commandment 10 of the 10 Commandments of Wealth is, "Thou shalt market thyself." Derek took his own advice and was about to rebrand himself and target a whole new demographic of potential suckers. If you scroll through Derek's videos, you'll notice a curious trend. From his channel's inception, Moneyberg was, as you would expect, posting wealth coaching seminar videos. It's pretty standard stuff that sounds like dialogue from an alternate reality version of The Wolf of Wall Street, where all humor was removed and Leonardo DiCaprio's role was played by a mustacheless Ron Jeremy.
We're changing the world. We are changing a lot of lives. I want you to be one of them. Poverty is a lifestyle choice. Middle class, that's a lifestyle choice. It doesn't have to stay that way, man. You might be there now, you don't have to stay there. It's a lifestyle choice. Falling out of control, that's also a lifestyle choice.
Moneyberg offers up nuggets of wisdom such as the first million is the hardest, which I'm sure will be earth-shattering news to all of us who have been stuck on $999,999 and just can't make that one last dollar. But 3 years ago, there was a strange shift in Derek's uploads. The painfully dull seminar videos and demotivational speaking were now peppered with painfully dull interviews with professional fisters. The first such video was an interview with boxer Paulie Malignaggi. But not just an interview, oh no, because over the course of 51 excruciating minutes, Paulie and Derek talk wealth, success, the best way to escape a portrait that has trapped your soul, probably, I don't know, I kind of tuned out for large portions, but they also offer us a glimpse of Moneyberg training with Paulie. I'm going to be charitable here and say that this was obviously Derek's first attempt at boxing, so while he does indeed look like the least athletic person at a boxercise class that is for some reason being held in his kitchen, I also know that outside of boxing prodigies, this is what every single person who ever picked up a pair of gloves looked like on their first try, me included, so there's no point in critiquing this footage, aside from wondering why he thought it was a good idea to show any of this footage to the world at large in the first place.
Falling out of control, that's also a lifestyle choice.
But Malignaggi wasn't an outlier. He was the echo that started an avalanche. And soon afterwards, Derek was joined by another fighter that should be recognizable to most of you, Michael Chandler. Chandler took time out of his busy schedule of following Connor around like a freshly hatched duckling to teach Moneyberg some wrestling basics and record the second most excruciatingly boring interview since, well, Moneyberg's interview with Paulie Malignaggi. Chandler's own brand of motivational speaking may not be for everyone, as it mostly consists of weirdly aggressive yet somehow sycophantic call-outs of Conor McGregor, but you can't deny that the man is entertaining, so it takes a special kind of host to instill Chandler with the kind of energy that can only be described as just woken up from a minor surgical procedure. From Chandler onwards, Moneyberg seemed to be attempting to speedrun the entire UFC roster. The complete list of fighters Derek has spoken to is Rich Franklin, Gilbert Burns, Shogun Hua, Khalil Roundtree, Jake Shields, Henry Cejudo, Lyoto Machida, Andrei Arlovsky, Bilal Muhammad, Frank Mir, Kamaru Usman, Michael Bisping, Forrest Griffin, Anthony Smith, Juliana Pena, Mark Coleman, Glover Teixeira, Jack Liddell, Chris Cyborg, Joanna Yeon Jachuk, Dustin Poirier, Cody Garbrandt, and I think that's all of them. No, wait, fuck. Hoist Gracie, Angela Hill, Kevin Holland, Mark Kerr, Vanessa Demopoulos, Alex Pereira, and Charles Oliveira. Moneyberg even seems hell-bent on making me specifically hate him, as he not only interviewed but trained with my OG women's MMA crush, Claudia Gadelha. And, oh god no, not you, Valentina. Anyone but you. It should have been me, Moneyberg. It should have been me. If you can think of an MMA star, there's a good chance this man you'd never even heard of until 25 minutes ago has had a painfully dull conversation with them. And I use the term painfully dull without a shred of hyperbole. These videos are what the 1.5x speed button was invented for. There's a world of difference between a fighter interview with Ariel Helwani and a fighter interview with Derek Moneyberg. Go watch literally any interview with Ariel and a fighter, from the borderline insanity of his interview with Mayhem Miller.
You know, man.
Yo, bro, I'm fucking. Yo,
okay.
You know what? You guys fucking have a fucking stupid internet radio show in your mom's basement.
To the thinly veiled hostility of his interviews with Dana White.
I don't give a shit what Ariel Helwani thinks.
Fair enough.
Who the fuck is Ariel Helwani?
The interviews are engaging, and the participants, Dana White aside, clearly enjoy being there. Now compare that with literally every single interview Moneyberg has ever conducted. Guests are silent for large portions of every interview, as Derek spends most of the runtime talking about himself, or asking his interviewees to talk about him and how great he is. Conversations center on his mindset, his success, how he got the nickname Scourge of Carpathia, Sorrow of Moldavia, rather than just posing any kind of interesting questions. There is no real discussion going on here. Derek just occasionally jokes about all the broke people in the world, while his guests half-heartedly laugh along, worried about upsetting the man who has very clearly paid for them all to be there, but also concerned about the optics of laughing at the pores from a leather sofa nestled inside a millionaire's mansion. Derek also makes the bold stylistic choice of having his guests sit beside him instead of across from him. This gives a lot of his interviews an awkward, uncomfortable vibe as they hold conversations without ever actually looking at each other. His guests often appear languid or bored. Rich Franklin looks like his brain has been switched to power-saving mode, and even Claudia Gadelha, who Derek announces as one of his best friends, spends much of their time together staring into a vanishing point with big "have I left the oven on" energy. Is this really the expression of a woman hanging out with one of her best friends?
Yeah, no, I know. If it went down 30-40%, I like it. And I think it's safe to buy if you're interested. We can kick out the losers with a smile. Feel happy to get them out, of course.
I drink my own Kool-Aid. I live that way. When I tell you people to do in business, yeah, but I'm doing that in my martial arts training.
Hours a week, but at least 20 hours a week, all of them. And these people that already they're good at something, they wanted to be better at this too. They wanted to make real money.
I also get the feeling that, despite hosting a bigger roster of fighters than Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Derek's knowledge of MMA is on the level of a strip mall karate coach. He makes easily verifiable mistakes like calling Charles Oliveira a 2-time lightweight champion, which he isn't. He also labels Shogun Rua as 2-time UFC Hall of Famer. While this is true, that's like introducing Radiohead as that band who were in an episode of South Park one time. He never even mentions pride when introducing Shogun, and only lists his UFC accomplishments. The most enduring part of Shogun's legacy is forever tied to his 2005 Pride Middleweight Grand Prix title run. To skip over that in favor of his UFC tenure would be like interviewing O.J. Simpson and only asking him about his role in The Naked Gun. In fact, let me just redesign this thumbnail for you, Derek, so it's a bit more lore-friendly. At this point, Derek has sat down for scores of interviews with some of the biggest names in the sport. The kind of names that I would quite literally kill someone just to be in the same room as. But with all of that star power, why is Derek getting less views than the leaflet that comes with a box of aspirin? At time of writing, Derek has 175,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's a pretty respectable number. It doesn't put you anywhere near YouTube elite status, but it's definitely a nice figure. Arguably, the biggest star he could have had on his show is Dustin Poirier. Moneyberg talked to him over a year ago, and since then, that video has racked up a whopping 29,000 views. Okay, so that's not great. So what about Alex Pereira? Surely his loyal army of shamasexuals ensured at least a few 100,000 views for that one. Oh. 20,000 views in a year for a video with a UFC superstar is an unmitigated disaster. I released a 49-second long shitpost video of Tito Ortiz clips, and I was disappointed it only did 29,000 views, but even that's still more than Derek managed for talking to one of the biggest fighters in MMA. But getting less views than Helen Keller's coloring book isn't an anomaly for Derek. No matter who he gets on his show, not a single video he's released in the past year has managed to break 100,000 views. Kayla Harrison is on fire currently thanks to smashing more women than RSD Derek, yet an interview with her still can't even hit 100,000 views in a month. In fact, barely any of Moneyberg's videos even managed to get past 30,000 views. There are two explanations for this. For one, Derek's videos are the most excruciating thing to sit through since that lockdown era rendition of Imagine.
Imagine there.
No, I'm not doing this shit again. Derek's videos are unutterably boring. Honestly, who cares what Andrei Arlovsky thinks of electric cars? And who gives a fiddler's fuck what Hoist Gracie thinks about day trading? Ask him why they went out of their way to prevent judokas from entering UFC 1, and maybe I'll watch that. Secondly, Derek's viewers are mostly bots. One way to prove this is to compare statistics using the Social Blade website. Here you can see the average monthly subscribers for my channel. The graph looks like a mountain range, with peaks and troughs, and the subscribers gained each month varies wildly, from 8,000 one month to 2,000 the next. Generally the peaks coincide with a new video release, the troughs during a downtime. Just to make sure this isn't some statistical aberration specific to my channel, you can see similar patterns on other channels that have around about the same amount of subscribers as I do. But now, look at Derek's. If my stats were a mountain range, Derek's is a mesa. This is because through some bizarre occurrence, possibly the spell that kept him trapped in that painting, since June of 2023, Moneyberg has managed to acquire 1,000 subscribers every month, almost without fail. Never more, never less. Always 1,000 subscribers on the button. On the months where he doesn't get 1,000 subscribers, he gets 0, meaning he probably forgot to pay for his bot.
There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it. I do apologize. So, hold on. Darn it. I didn't want to, but it is what it is. We'll be back Friday. I'll be back to play. I'll play this more Friday. So I really do apologize. So we're gonna go straight to go to bagel, and I really hate to do that to y'all. So I'll play this again Friday, and I'll have to play this again Friday, and yeah. So I will see you guys in the next one. And darn it, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to, but yeah.